Good evening, I'm Antonia Singut. While the government through the Treasury Department is confident with the figures of the 2017 national budget, there is still doubt among academics. A senior research fellow on economic policy program with the National Research Institute, NRI, says there seems to be flaws in the budget with confusion on the figures. Dr. Francis Oduno says figures may be an oversight or miscalculation, but the fact is that funds are unaccounted for when comparisons are made. Jahabakia reports.
Dr. Oduno was speaking to Leadership PNG members, a group of young like-minded citizens who discuss issues currently affecting the country with the aim of doing something to making a change for the better. Relating to the 2017 national budget, Dr. Oduno firstly pointed out that the budget books gives a figure of 13.3 billion kina, while the Treasury Minister Patrick Pruich gave a figure of 12.9 billion.
The budget, based on what he was saying, you can't get to the same figures that are in the other book that Treasury prepared. So that's what I try to do, just to compare where things are. Because if you remember, the day after the budget, newspapers were talking about 12.9 billion budget. That was the main headline. But in the books, if you look at that economic policy book, volume 1, it is 13.3. So that's where people, when they see those differences, they start jumping up and down and saying something is wrong somewhere.
The doctor also pointed out that the budget revenue receipts also has some differences. Similarly, the minister's budget speech does not go in line with the figures presented in the budget books.
The revenue side also has some differences. The minister's speech has 11 billion, 88 million kina. Sorry. In the books, in the other books, in the budget books, remember there are so many volumes, very big books. You'll find a total of 11.4 billion. So I tried to work out and see where the differences are, so that I came up with the last column, which is the citizen's budget.
Apart from this, the doctor pointed out that it may have been a mistake or oversight, but that is for one to critically assess and draw one's own conclusion.
Either it was an oversight, such that they didn't explain what that figure is. But you know, the opposition or others will say, no, this government, they know what they are doing, that's why they left it out. But maybe it was not an obvious mistake, it was something that was left out inadvertently.
Jahabakia, NBC National News, Port Moresby.